Alright bro, look. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to look at one of the most disrespectful dudes in anime. His level of disrespect far outreaches our own universe. This person, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than Strawberry Kurosaki. And before I start on the way that he actually earned respect from somebody else, we're gonna talk about one of his most disrespectful moments. Ichigo was about to get into a fight under a bridge because they had done something to his friend, right? And Ichigo essentially pulled a call an ambulance, but not for me, on this group of 5. Before the fight even starts, he pulls out his phone. Excuse me, I'd like to request an ambulance, please. It's on 2nd block under the bridge. How many? Wait, why would you even ask that question? If I ask for an ambulance, clearly I want one. You know what? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ambulances, please. And he proceeds to beat the shit out of all 5 of them. Now that I've shown you all how disrespectful Ichigo is, let's get to how he finally got some respect from Byakuya. Actually, before he got to Byakuya, he had to step on the lieutenants first. Ichigo pulls up and Byakuya's just looking at him with these sexy light-skinned eyes. What is wrong with this man? Anywho, Ichigo pulls up on the lieutenants as they're chasing Renji. And bruh, look at these 3 stooges right here. This dude's mouth takes up half his face, and Isane, you look like a knockoff Gintoki from Wish.com. And Buddy on the right looks like he could be Batman's butler.
Oh, hello, Master Bruce. How may I assist you today?
Built ass. Anywho, Ichigo's standing there like the greatest emo ever, staring them down. And the lieutenants start calling out their swords to release them. And literally, as they're finishing, Ichigo gut checks Big Man and destroys his Zanpakuto. Oh my god. Everybody looks flabbergasted, and then he proceeds to body the other 2. He uppercuts the old man in the chin, and 3 for 3 goes after the last guy, knocking him all away. But then that's when Byakuya head ass comes running in, and they finally clash. Byakuya increases his soul pressure to try and scare Ichigo, but Ichigo actually redirects and parries the blow, showing Byakuya that, hey, this man actually did get stronger since the last time they met. Anywho, they start flash stepping towards each other and they start clashing again. And they are so strong, bro, they're creating sparks and lightning and shit. They're clashing and bro, Ichigo is looking pressed, not gonna lie. But Byakuya, of course, is still composed as usual. They push away and Byakuya starts releasing his Zanpakuto. Scatter.
Senbon Sakura.
Head ass. And Ichigo sends a Getsuga Tensho towards his way, moving the blade petals out of the way. And bro, Byakuya is shook. Ichigo's like, hey yeah, nigga, you thought shit was sweet. Fight me with your bankai, Byakuya, or else I'll beat your ass. In hindsight, I should have just said defeat, but that's not funny. Anywho, Byakuya does as Ichigo asks, and finally releases his bankai. Ichigo, who was asking him to release his bankai, is now looking shook. Byakuya starts going on the attack, and Ichigo is trying to move out the way of all the blades. Byakuya had that nigga weaving and dodging and shit, and while he jumps in the air, Byakuya gets the drop on him, and gets him with a bunch of the petals. And bro, Ichigo was not looking too well after that last attack. But after surviving that, Ichigo does the unthinkable. He starts screaming and releasing a bunch of spiritual energy. And Byakuya at this point is flabbergasted because there is no way Ichigo should have a bankai in that short amount of time of owning a Zanpakuto. And Ichigo finally says the word bankai and launches some spiritual energy towards Byakuya. All the other captains are flabbergasted at whose power was that just increased. A bunch of dust is swirling up and shit, and then for the first time ever, we finally get the reveal of Ichigo's bankai form, starting with the sword. Instead of the big hunk of metal that he was carrying around, it's now a sleek katana. And it wasn't just that, bro, he pulled up with the drip. He looks at Byakuya and calls Zangetsu's name. And again, Byakuya is still flabbergasted that this is happening. And I can only imagine what's going on in Byakuya's head right now.
Ah, shit, I should have killed this nigga when I had the chance. Why did I leave him alive?
Byakuya's like, man, what the fuck is that? Is that little thing your bankai? Hey, but whoa. Is that supposed to be some subliminal shots at Ichigo, bro? Anywho, he starts going on about honor on some Zuko type shit and prepares to attack Ichigo. But before he even gets to do that, Ichigo made it to his throat with his Zanpakuto. And that's when it starts setting in for Byakuya that, bruh, this is a whole different person than I met a couple months ago. Cause just for a moment, Ichigo disappears and Byakuya couldn't even react by the time he got to his face. But you know how these high and mighty characters are. He calls it a miracle and say that there was not gonna be a second time, making sure to call him a boy. Anywho, he starts launching attacks at Ichigo, and he starts dodging the waves of petals like, "Sha, dude, ride the waves, man." He eventually makes it close to Byakuya, but he blocks the attack and pushes Ichigo back. Ichigo decides to start stunting on him and showing how fast he is, creating after images.
Saitama, they did better.
Ichigo is even taunting this man at this point. "What's the matter? Can't keep up, cause I can go a little faster, you know."
I don't know why I gave him an accent.
Byakuya's like, "Don't get cocky, nigga," and launches another attack. And he's like, "There's nothing I can't capture." And it seems like he was about to catch Ichigo, but that nigga starts slicing and dicing and shit. And bro, he did it. He blocked every petal. Byakuya is flabbergasted, bro. While he's busy being flabbergasted, Ichigo is already behind him and goes for the hit. Now, everybody that was watching this probably thought that was the end. Ichigo finally got Byakuya, but turns out, no, he didn't stab him. Byakuya caught the sword, and that's when Byakuya finally decides to get serious, cause Ichigo finally made him draw blood. They push back, and Byakuya pulls out another special attack. He grabs one of the floating swords and tells Ichigo that he's vowed to kill this nigga with his own hands now. And Ichigo, as disrespectful as he always is, says that he's flattered. They release their spiritual energy and start going at each other again. At this point, everybody is noticeably seeing how much power both of them are releasing. Got niggas falling out of trees and shit. They're clashing and shaking the whole screen, bro. Like, yo, they are flash stepping all over the place, and they push each other back. Ichigo starts claiming that he can go faster, and by the time this nigga finishes his sentence, bruh, Byakuya's shoving his sword in his face. Pow! Anywho, Ichigo manages to dodge, but as he's dodging the first attack, Byakuya's already behind him. He blocks the attack, and here goes Byakuya talking shit. "What's wrong? It seems like you've gotten quite a bit slower, Ichigo Kurosaki." Anywho, as they're standing there, Byakuya calls another sword to his hand and stabs this man in the foot, and immediately after doing that, hits Ichigo with Hado number 4. Hey, yo, is that a spirit gun? After that, Ichigo starts staggering, and Byakuya's like, "It seems that's your limit, Ichigo." And Ichigo finally realizes, "I can't move anymore." Byakuya is going for a final strike, and Ichigo's telling his body to get the fuck out the way. And as all protagonists do, he starts giving himself a pep talk. Right as the attack is about to land, he catches the sword, and we all know who's here now. Hollow Mask Ichigo pulls up. Byakuya's like, "Who the fuck are you?" But he's like, "I have no name," and slashes Byakuya. This man Ichigo starts laughing like a maniacal demon and is attacking sporadically, bruh. Byakuya is flabbergasted because, yo, this nigga's sending a black Getsu potential now. He manages to dodge, but the attacks just keep coming from Ichigo. Byakuya's taking a step back, but Ichigo pulls up behind him like the booty warrior. And bro, look at the scene right here. Byakuya has the fear of God in his eyes, but this demonic ass nigga is behind him smiling, making strange noises. 5 fingers on this nigga's shoulders, getting ready to do who knows what. Anywho, he attacks Byakuya, and that nigga took some damage. And after that, he's finally realizing that he's fighting a hollow. He's saying that Byakuya doesn't need to know who he is, because he's going to make him disappear. But then Ichigo finally regains his body and pulls off the fucking mask. And him and Byakuya decides, we're gonna finish this with the last attack. They start releasing their spiritual pressure. After seeing it, Ichigo calls it amazing and starts to release his own. The clash from their spiritual energy is shaking everything as they release it and as they clash. After the final clash, Ichigo is bleeding and standing on his sword, refusing to fall, and Byakuya walking away, finally putting some respect on Strawberry Kurosaki's name, and tells him, "You win this fight." Ladies and gentlemen, it's not every day that somebody so disrespectful as Ichigo gain respect, especially from a nigga like Byakuya, bruh. But after that fight, Byakuya finally recognizes Ichigo as a formidable opponent. I don't say this often, but if you haven't, go follow me on my socials. Join the Discord for anime discussions and anything else. Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.